list.
So Stephen Hendry to get matters underway here against Mark Selby. Well, with me this evening is Darren Morgan, who is going to be taking us through much of the action. And Darren, of course, one-time world number 8, and before that, world amateur champion. Welcome, Darren. I suppose Stephen Hendry has to be the hot favourite here, of course, but we've already seen a number of upsets today. Can you see any chance of a further one here by Mark Selby?
Well, first of all, Mike, thank you very much for having me in the commentary box. I'm looking forward to it, and answer to your question is going to be all about the start. You know, they all say best of 9s is quick fire, best of 5s is even shorter. Stephen Hendry much prefers the longer matches. He won't be in the comfort zone for this, but by all accounts he's playing very well. And it'll be interesting to see how he attacks the match.
That white's a bit close. Well, I suppose you could say, Darren, that's as good a safety shot as you're likely to see early in the match.
Yes, he'd be relieved that it didn't fall into the pocket. This Mark Selby, he's a bit of a mad potter. He's one of the few that I never had the pleasure of playing. But I played Stephen Hendry more times than I'd care to remember. And I was on the receiving end of a lot of beatings that I'd like to forget. Bit of a loose one there by Mark. It's left Stephen this red into the left corner. Never easy across the cushions.
Well, you say you had a few beatings at the hand of the Scotsman. Mark Selby's only lost twice to him, but then they have only met 3 times before tonight. 2-1 in previous confrontations in Stephen's favour. Mark's win was a fairly emphatic one, actually. Back in 2002 in the China Open, Mark beat Stephen 5 frames to 1 in a second round match there.
Yes, and I remember that well, because I was playing on the other table in the quarterfinals against John Higgins, and I was 4-1 up. And landed up losing 5-4 and lost a semi-final place, which Mark then got through. I think it was to the final. Having said that, I recall, I think Mark Williams might have beat Anthony Hamilton in the final from being 3 frames behind with 4 to play. So it was a semi-final place, I think, for Mark. But he's proved he's an handful for anybody. But after sitting in the chair with this great man himself playing for all them years, I'd like to say that I was probably born about, should have been 10 years later as a pro, around about now, when maybe he's not quite as good as he was, but you know, he's still a class act. But when he was at his best, he was just absolutely frightening.
Well, let's not forget that he ended up the season, and indeed started this new season, back at #1 in the world, thanks to a number of consistent performances last season.
Yes, Mike, and he found that very strange, you know, because he didn't win. And he said all the years that he sort of won, and then he didn't get back to #1, it was a bit of a surreal year that he found himself all of a sudden, he could finish world #1, and he hadn't won nothing, you know, but he wasn't going to argue with it. Been a bit unfortunate there. He smashed the reds everywhere, he caught it nice. He has got one in the middle pocket, but it's not easy. Very tight angle.
25.
Played it well. It's a terrific chance now. overscrewed that a little bit. He's still on the red that he's played for. He's looking at the one to the side of the blue, but I think he'll still play the one he's played for. It's the one to the left of the black. Just come off the cushion about 3 or 4 inches further than he would have liked. Be stretching a little bit due to the fact he's right-handed. This would be perfect for me, being left-handed. Safely negotiated. Prolific scorer, Stephen Hendry. He relishes chances like this.
Yes, I think before this season is much older, we'll find him scoring his 700th competitive century. He's on 691 as we speak. That's some record.
40. $41. $47.
I think Mark Selby will be now realising looks like he's going to go 1-0 down in this quick sprint match. He won't be expecting Stephen Hendry to miss from here. And he's done it again, but he's got away with it. He overscrewed the cue ball there. He has asked for the cue ball to be clean, so that would suggest he's had a little bit of a kick. But he's still in perfect position. There you can see it, there's a bit of a delayed reaction.
56. $62. $63.
In full flow, he's absolutely beautiful to watch. He doesn't play quite as exciting as Ronnie O'Sullivan and as fast, but everything is just inch perfect.
69.
Hits the centre of the pockets. Terrific cueist.
70.
And he's won this particular tournament, Darren, more times than anybody else. 4 times a winner since his first victory over Dennis Taylor back in 1987.
Yes, Mike, I think, but if you look through the record books, he's probably won most of them more than anybody else.
I'm sure you're right.
Other than the odd one, maybe.
36 ranking event titles to his credit.
76.
Well, he's got the best seat in the house, Darren. When will he get a chance?
Well, the first frame is over for him now, so he's just got to get his mind set on the second one. This one's gone. Put it behind him and hope things change next one around.
$82. 83. Stephen
Wow.
Hendry, 83.
He
number
rarely
3.
makes mistakes like that, especially when a ton is in sight. But the black stayed up, and the break comes to an end at 83, albeit more than enough, of course, for him to win the frame. He leads Mark Selby 1 frame to 0.